RuneScape 3 recently released a new area northeast of Varrock called Fort Forinthry. This new fort brings with it some new construction training, new quests, and just recently, the brand new woodcutting grove to the east of the fort. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about and play video games, and today, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on Fort Forinthry. The largest change Fort Forinthry brings to RuneScape is a new construction training method. When you initially stumble on the fort, it's in shambles, and it's our job to build it back up. Our good friend Bill creates blueprints for different areas of the fort, and we build it according to those designs. Blueprints typically require wooden frames of different types and stone wall segments made from limestone bricks. We're also responsible for creating the frames and the wall segments by acquiring the wood and limestone we need for each design. In my opinion, construction has always been one of the more boring skills to train, as well as incredibly expensive. While you might still have to drop a good chunk of GP on supplies to skip tedious grinds, I think Fort Forinthry provides a much faster and much more interesting way to gain construction XP. Watching the fort come together and improve, and getting the fort to certain milestones to unlock quests or training areas makes it much more satisfying to accomplish. While it can still become a grind, I'd much rather spend my time working on my fort than making the same table over and over in my house. I've been streaming RuneScape 3 on my channel the past few weeks, and much of that time has been spent in Fort Forinthry. I walked into the fort for the first time with a mid-40s construction, and I now have level 64 construction just from Fort Forinthry content. I personally welcome a new way to train construction, and I think Fort Forinthry is a great way to do it. The release of Fort Forinthry brought 3 new quests: New Foundations, Murder on the Border, and Unwelcome Guests. I played all 3 of these quests on stream, and I have different thoughts about all of them. New Foundations is really the start of Fort Forinthry. You have to complete this quest to start building the fort. King Roel tells us about the fort and asks us to check it out. We find our main man Bill being attacked by zombies, and of course, we help him out. As previously mentioned, he creates designs for our fort, and we build them. We also recruit all our team members to help us run our fort, including our new steward, Aster. This quest is pretty cool. It's not super exciting, but it was neat to recruit all these NPCs to help us run Fort Forinthry. The things that are most interesting about these characters, though, is what they set up for the next quest. Murder on the Border is a brand new murder mystery quest, and I love it! I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't played it yet, but basically, someone important is murdered at our fort. Of course, it's our job to solve the murder or else our fort will be shut down. The characters are fun to interact with, Aster is a fun crime-solving partner, and there are a few fun twists and turns along the way. We solve the case by interviewing suspects and looking for clues around the fort. In the end, they let you decide who you think done it. Luckily, I picked the right person, but I still think that freedom to accuse anyone is pretty neat. I definitely have some recency bias since this quest is so new, but this might end up being one of my favorite RuneScape 3 quests ever. Highly recommended. Unwelcome Guests is my least favorite of the new quests. It seems like it's setting up a bigger story, and I am interested to see where this story goes, but the quest itself is really nothing. There are weird zombies in the wilderness right outside our fort, and we need to strengthen the fort's defenses. We also build a new guardhouse and recruit the Raptor to be our captain of the guard. We also build spikes along the wilderness-facing outer wall of our fort to keep the zombies out. The Raptor helps us discover the source of these strange walkers, and we encounter an old enemy who is up to no good. Again, that's really all we get. Like I said, it's not much. This quest might have more weight when we see where it's leading, but for now, it's just an unmemorable quest. Before we move on to the newest element of the fort, if you like this video, please hit the like button. I know every YouTuber asks you to hit like, but it really does help my channel. Thank you! This is the newest addition to Fort Forinthry. A man named Oak appeared inside the fort and claims a nice grove can be grown to the east of the fort. All he needs is a hut to live in and store his supplies. Bill can build blueprints for this building, and you get different benefits from each tier of Oak's hut. At Tier 1, you get a tree grove with regular and oak trees, as well as wood piles that store your logs right in your bank. At Tier 2, You add willow trees, yew trees, and choking ivy to your grove. You also unlock a new fairy ring and a new tree farming patch. The tree farming patch is really exciting for me since I love doing tree runs for farming training. At tier 3, you unlock an elder tree, but you also unlock the ability to obtain Imkondo hatchet fragments from bird nests. When you collect them all, you can create the Imkondo hatchet, which is now the best in-slot hatchet above the crystal hatchet. The best part is, once you get Oak's Hut to tier 3, you can find an Imkondo hatchet shard in any bird's nest anywhere in Gielinor, not just in the Woodcutter's Grove. Woodcutting has always been one of my favorite skills to train, and I think the Woodcutter's Grove adds a nice place to do that grind. It's a beautiful area despite being so close to the wilderness. The most exciting update to me is the Imkondo hatchet. I've never made it far enough in the questline to unlock Prifundus, so I've never been able to upgrade to the crystal hatchet. Though I'll have to find all the pieces to create the Imkondo hatchet, I finally feel like I'll be able to upgrade from my dragon hatchet before I complete Plague's End. Overall, I really like Fort Forinthry. I think it's a fun addition to RuneScape with new training methods, 2 alright quests, and 1 great quest. I don't think any of these additions go too far and break established elements of the game, and they're also fun to complete. If you haven't started building your fort, I would highly recommend it. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see my dad try to play both Old School and RuneScape 3, check out this video.